Hi there, this is Chad with Brotherhood of the Bearded Pig. Welcome back. Today I'd like to talk about camping, backpacking, moto camping, car camping, camping. Us outdoor enthusiasts will take it any way we can. So I'd like to take a moment to show you how I'm going to break down this Fusion 65 liter backpack by 6 Moon Designs and put it into this, the 40 liter dry bag by Mototomic, which also came with the additional 10 liter dry bag, which matches nicely my standard sleeping bag carrier of my 20 liter Merrill. I like the orange. It's bright, visible. We'll talk about sleep system. I'm fortunate enough to live in Michigan, where it's not hard to find trees. So my go-to is a hammock. So this was the hammock I originally purchased, started backpacking. It is a East Hills Outdoors Jungle Explorers double bug net hammock. I absolutely love sleeping in this thing. It's roomy, it's comfortable. The mosquito net is dark enough that I can see through it at night, see around my surroundings. It's just very heavy. To stay warm at night, when it's cooler weather, spring and fall in Michigan, I use my Kelty 40 degree sleeping bag and my one Tigris 40 degree Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius underquilt. You wouldn't catch me out in the woods without an underquilt. Any kind of breeze will certainly wick away your body heat, and sleeping in a hammock without an underquilt, even if you have a warm sleeping bag, you compress the insulation on your bag and it gets chilly. Other than a hammock, I also have this nifty two-person, or technically a two-person, but it fits me at 6'1" very nicely with my gear. 0 Mile Mark, and they often ran pretty good deal where if you spent $50 or more, something like $30, something like that, they threw that tent in with a purchase. So purchased for summer camping, backpacking and stuff, my 50 degree sleeping bag that's itty bitty in comparison. Let's get into what's in my backpack. What do I deem essential when going on a trip, whether it be moto camping or backpack? I like to have a couple luxuries, but I don't see the point in bringing the kitchen sink, so to speak. One moment. One of the additions to the channel is going to be a libation review. So this evening I'm going with some good old 1792, made by Barton Distilleries out of Kentucky. I had the privilege of visiting that distillery, and it's one of my favorite bourbons. So at the top of my bag, I keep my water filtration kit, and what I typically use is a Sawyer squeeze for when I'm on the trail, and smart water bottles. They fit together nicely, and it's easy to keep full and filtered. I also use my 3 liter water bladder by Camp X. I like this in comparison to some of your 2.5 liter bottles because it has a baffle that runs down the center. It keeps the water from sloshing around, and it's got really nice quick disconnect and a magnetic clip that you can fit onto your harness on your backpack. For at camp use, again, being in Michigan, we're usually pretty close to a readily supply of water, and I really do drink a lot of water. I try to get about a gallon a day for health purposes. And when you're camping or backpacking or moto camping, it's easy to get distracted. So what I like to do is use this water drop system. So this is essentially a waterproof bag that you fill with your water that needs to be filtered. It holds 1.5 gallons. Then you can strap it to a tree, hook up your hose with a quick connect on the bottom, and on the other side goes a Life Straw water filter, which you can then use this handy clamp to stop your water from flowing. But I also like to pack one of these 3-liter collapsible water containers. So you can rig that up in the tree, have your life straw drain right into the tip. It fills up your bag through gravity while you're setting up camp. Now you have water, clean water, that you get to use for all your cooking and cleaning up at night, brushing teeth, etc. Very handy. One of the best additions I've added to my camp setup. Beneath my water filtration system, I like to keep things I want readily available. So here's a buff that I got from Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina when I took my family for vacation. I like to Frog Togs rain jacket. Folds right into itself. Next is my ditty bag for personal uses. I like to keep some of my electronic devices, battery packs, charging things, spare pair of glasses, personals. Beneath that is, and close to my spine on my backpack, is my cook set. Got a insulated contraption that my buddy made up for me. It's a heat reflective, very lightweight bubble wrap that insulates my Coleman 20 ounce pot, which opens up nicely. And inside that, keep my sterno, my camp stove, or a cup, so I have something to drink my libation in camp. Adjacent to that, in my backpack, I keep, this is that 0 mile mark, 50 degree to 80 degree sleeping bag. As you can see, there's quite a bit of difference in size between my Kelty 40 degree bag and this 50 degree bag. And it's in summer in Michigan, you know, the coolest you're going to get is 60 degrees. I've been absolutely comfortable with that 0 mile mark. And then beneath this, we have one thing I didn't mention before for the hammock is a tarp. This happens to be a bare butt tarp. This is the triangular diamond shaped hammock tarp. For my double hammock, I have a larger East Hills Outdoors tarp that I like to take my trekking poles and I can make a nice porch out of it. I've never had a problem with any of these leaking. I've been through several rainstorms. I had one camping trip where it rained on us for 2 days straight and everything stayed dry. I also like to carry, and I'll do this when I go moto camping as well, these Ziploc grand bags. Easy to keep all your stuff packed in there together. Even with the dry bag setup, I like to be redundant because nothing ruins a camping trip faster than having wet gear. So some of the other items that will be going on moto camping trips. This is, some people consider these luxury items. I consider it an essential. Is a camp chair. I have the Sawyer camp chair. It collapses down pretty simple. There's the legs, and then the foldable seat. Again, it was, I purchased this. It's not as light as some of the Zero chairs. That one comes in about 2 pounds, which again, with moto camping, weight isn't as much of an issue as with backpack. Another essential that I always take with me when I go camping is a collapsible saw. So it just locks in place. It's a pull saw variety, so it only cuts in one direction, but made a lot of firewood with this. Here in Michigan, you have a problem with bugs, so I like to bring a bug protector, some DEET-free natural stuff. Spray my camping equipment with that and my leg. I always like to keep a little bit of reflective rope to hang my food, which we didn't talk about. I keep those in a dry bag as well. This is my food bag. Right now I just got some non-perishable items in there because it's not seasoned yet. Gatorade packets, some coffee, a couple of snacks that don't expire. And then on the outside of the backpack, I've got my dirty water, smart water bottle, drying cloths, the obligatory first aid kit. Never had to use it, but I always carry it. My toilet kit, one thing I highly recommend is some kind of folding spoon or that you can use to dig your cat holes. Hand sanitizer, again, extra rope, brightly colored, and wet wipes. Very handy. And toilet paper. For underneath my hammock setup, I prefer to have a little Drybag wrapped in there with a couple of cheap stakes. So that way you can keep your footprint clean and you're not tracking dirt and debris into your hammock. There's the easy access Sawyer squeeze water filtration system. I had a problem with the provided bag. I've had a couple of them blow out on me. That's why I carry that smart water bottle. Essentially, I have my backpack empty at this point. Inside the hip belt pockets, I keep a folding block blade knife, a Gerber Mini multi-tool, carry my cell phone and a camera, which also be joining me on moto camping adventures, is an Olympus Tough T6. Waterproof, shockproof, films in 4K. The audio quality isn't the greatest, but it's acceptable. And even has nighttime nighttime photography feature, and shoots really nice HDR photography. And I also have some lenses that clamp on the outside. A macro lens, a zoom lens, and I think there's a filter kit as well. One thing also on the outside of my backpack that I just noticed is a couple of extra lightweight carabiners. They come in real handy for a variety of purposes. Let's see how everything fits in the Mototomic Drybag. But first, another sip of this delicious bourbon. This is my first time using this dry camp setup, or this Drybag setup, so I'm going to experiment for a moment. It's got a nice wide base. It folds open from the top. And, I don't know if you noticed this or not, it comes included with straps to go on, strap right down to the back of your bike. As we know, I drive the 2022 KLR Adventure, so it has those OEM panniers that sit on the side. I haven't actually tried fitting this up to the bike yet, but I'm imagining that it's going to fit quite nicely over the back of the seat, and any overflow that will fit onto the top of those panniers. We'll do non-essential items first, which happen. So we'll start with the sun of your chair, which fits perfect on the bottom of that. So I like to try to fit something rigid on the outside of the corners of the bag, so everything else kind of fits in there nicely. We'll go with the underquilt. I'm going to put that in the middle because it's relatively light. I would say my hammock weighs more, or just more than the chair actually, which is on one side. Sleep system is now on the bottom, and as you can see, still have ample room. Place the water filtration kits inside. I'm going to keep the first aid kit more accessible. I also keep a buff accessible. Ditty bag. Put our bug protectant inside the ditty bag. Chamois cloth. Toiletry kit. Folding saw. Camp stove. One additional thing I'm going to be trying this year I got for Christmas from the family is a set of waterproof matches. The top flaps open, you got a nice striking pad, and a very durable and waterproof case. You unzip this to expose some very substantial waterproof matches. Water filtration kit, food bag, which doesn't have any food at the moment. Then I'd probably pack a set of clothes, not very many, but usually a clean pair of underwear, dry socks, maybe a shirt to sleep in if I've gotten sweaty. Usually wear some tight-fitting compression style pants underneath my riding pants or my hiking pants. Those are good enough to sleep. And I will also be taking my ground cloth so I can put it under my bike if I need. I'll have that on top, so if something happens and I don't want to lose any bolts or nuts, that's really accessible. So then I can lay that under the bike, stake it down if necessary if it's windy, and still have a clean surface in which to do work on the bike. And I also like to have that down before I set up. Also have a tripod, and then the camera, extra water bottle. We'll carry an extra external container too. Just about everything I would take in my 65-liter backpack for a 3-day trip backpacking. So now I'm going to fold this up, do a rollover. It's got a nice Velcro top. So now I have everything that was in my 65-liter backpack into this Mototomic 40-liter dry bag, which is now I'm able to cinch down. On the side here, there's even a pressure relief valve that you can open up, squeeze down nice and tight, and I'll maintain that shape. Now I can really shackle things down. These multi-directional or straps on either side. I can pull this direction and I can pull this direction to really get that top down. And there's still all these straps here that are able to loop in underneath your motorcycle to get that secured, and even more adjustability in that regard. And these can be strapped down. And there's also a spot right here for putting some identification. Did not include my sleeping bag at this point. I could put it in the dry bag, but I plan on putting this in between the pannier and the seat and resting this on top and compressing it down, along with any extra stuff that I want in the other Mototomic 10-liter dry bag. Although there's still plenty of room in that 40-liter bag. So it's a system we'll have to play out with. My question for you is, where are you going to go camping first this year? Spring, it's March. Many places in the United States and all over the world is warm enough to be going camping already, if you're not already a cold weather camper, which I've not. Suffered through that once or twice. I have no interest in doing that again until I can upgrade my sleep system. So where are you going? And where are you going to go? And who are you going to take? Get back with us. If you enjoyed this video, please leave some comments behind. What do you take with your system? What do you deem essential for a moto camping trip, a backpacking trip? What have I forgot? What should I be trying out that I don't have? And yeah, leave some comments, and remember to like and subscribe. That'll really help us grow the channel. Thank you.